By Lucille's Roadhouse, Airport Road in Weatherford. We are talking to State Representative Harold Wright from the Capitol this morning. Good morning, Harold.
Hey, good morning, Vanessa. How are you all doing this morning?
We're doing great. How are you doing this morning?
Hey, I have a guest with me today. I wanted to introduce you to Toni Hassenbeck, who is from Elgin, Oklahoma. She's a state rep from Elgin. She got elected in 2018, and this is her first term, but I thought it'd be interesting to visit with someone else that's out there working in the legislature.
That sounds great. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and yeah, we'd love to visit with her and visit with how that's going. First term, that's a little different. You're in what, your 100th term?
My last term, yeah, my last year. She's in her end of her first term, but she's an educator, and she's very involved in education and has some great ideas to make education better in Oklahoma. I'd like for you to talk to her a little bit.
All right, that's coming up for Conversation Corner, brought to us by Lucille's Roadhouse on Airport Road in Weatherford. Tomorrow, we're going to be broadcasting with Leap Year Specials right next door at ASAP General Store. Their 2020 refill mugs tomorrow only from 9 to 5. Here's one of the big Leap Year Specials, $29.99. Val the Gal is going to be there broadcasting tomorrow.
Now is the time to own the Nissan vehicle of your dreams during the Nissan Now sales event, only at Byford Nissan. Come see why nobody treats you better than Byford at I-40 Exit 41, the only dealership in the state where every Byford vehicle purchase comes with oil changes for life. Yes, oil changes for life. Get the new 2020 Nissan Versa 0 down and just $245 per month. Or the new 2019 Nissan Titan SL truck. Buy today and save $10,000 off MSRP. That's $10,000 off only during our Nissan Now event. $10,000 off and payments as low as $245 per month with no money down. Don't miss the best time to buy. Visit Byford Nissan, I-40 Exit 41 in Elk City, or at ByfordNissan.com today.
Versa VIN LL819841, Titan VIN KN515015, 0 down, 84 months at 3.99% WAC, while supplies last. Must finance through Nissan Finance. See dealer for details.
The deal for the 2020 ASAP refill mugs just got a little sweeter. ASAP Inc. now has their 2020 refill mugs for only $49.99. The mugs are not only good for refills at ASAP General Stores, they can also be used at Lucille's Roadhouse. Purchase the cup for only $49.99 and get any fountain drink, tea, or coffee and more for free for the whole year. Go once a day and your cup is paid for in just a month. Get your 2020 free refill mug today at any ASAP General Store location or Lucille's Roadhouse in Weatherford before they run out.
When it comes to cooking meals, drying clothes, heating water, and my home, nothing beats natural gas from CenterPoint Energy. It's my most affordable energy option. It costs less to use than electricity, propane, and heating oil. So if you already have natural gas, keep it. And if you're replacing an appliance, choose it.
At CenterPoint Energy, we're investing in infrastructure to help bring comfort and savings to you. Visit centerpointenergy.com/natural gas benefits to learn more. CenterPoint Energy, always there.
Your kitchen is the focal point of your home, and Toutfest Home Design Center can help you with your dream kitchen, whether you're a new build or remodeling. We have access to nearly all of the designer and commercial appliance lines, and we have a kitchen design consultant on staff. You'll be pleasantly surprised with our competitive builder pricing and the follow-through of our sales staff. And always service after the sale. Toutfest, the best in quality, service, and price in downtown Weatherford.
Whatever your type of home, experience a new level of home comfort with a new Bryant Evolution system. When installed with the Evolution Connex control, this advanced system can communicate with both the indoor and outdoor units for increased comfort and efficiency. Ask Cross Heat and Air, your Bryant dealer, about an Evolution heating and cooling system today. Schedule an appointment by calling Cross Heat and Air at 580-819-1089 or visit crossheatandair.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Join Geary Livestock this Wednesday, March 4th, for their special feeder cattle auction. The auction will be at 1 p.m. and lunch will be provided at 11:30, including hot dogs and ice cream. Plus, the Coyote will be there broadcasting from 11 to 1. If you would like to consign with Geary Livestock Market for this special feeder cattle auction, please call Ricky Jet Binger immediately at 580-550-2520. Geary Livestock Market, located 4 miles north of exit 108, just off I-40. Don't miss out this Wednesday, March 4th at Geary Livestock Market.
Susie Save-A-Lot here with more great savings at Save-A-Lot this week in Weatherford. Get 3 lemons for only $1. 2 pounds of carrots, just $1.49. 10 pounds of russet potatoes is only $2.99. And get 2 cantaloupes for $3.
Convenient shopping, low prices, great service, and they'll even carry out your groceries, all on Washington and Main in the Weatherford Shopping Center.
We're going to save a lot.
New Van and John Show on the Coyote.
Welcome to Conversation Corner, brought to us by Lou Sills Roadhouse, Airport Road in Weatherford. Today we're talking to State Representative Harold Wright from the Capitol with another representative as well, Tony Hassenbeck. Thanks for joining the program.
Yeah, it's good to be here, and I always like to introduce our listenership to new members, but particularly Tony, because she has great background in education. And tell us a little bit about your education experience.
Well, I started teaching in high school. I taught high school art. And from there, I started, I was a museum educator at the Chisholm Trail Heritage Center in Duncan. We initiated a program called Making History with the Arts that they're still doing today. I'm really proud of that. And then I went to an elementary school and taught second grade. And then from there, I went to a middle school, and I stayed there for 9 or 10 years, right up until I got elected. And then during that whole tenure of teaching in the classroom, I was also a summer institute instructor for an Oklahoma-based teacher methodology called Great Expectations. So I taught and been responsible for every age of child, and I've had people in my summer institute classes that they've either been from everywhere from pre-service teachers all the way up to folks who've been teaching for 40 plus years. So it's lots of, I get to learn a lot from all of my learners.
So education obviously important to you.
Very important. I just think the end goal of education is creating a really amazing workforce. And so I think it's important to everybody. That's why education is important.
Very good.
We have somebody that is calling right now and wanting to talk to you as well. Hello, caller, you're live on the air. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. I understand that, the new representative would not be able to answer
Vanessa, we
this,
can't hear
but
her. I don't
my
know if you
question,
can.
funds were appropriated to give teachers a raise. Why wasn't there a cost of living raise for retired teachers like myself? We taught for 40 years.
Okay, yeah, well, definitely. We're going to pass that on. We're having some phone technical difficulties, but I think we can make this work.
Yes, thank you for calling. We'll let you go, and we'll let them answer that, and of course we'll tell you what the question is as well. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, this lady, guys, was a retired teacher, and she mentioned the fact that she was very excited and thankful for the raises that was given to our educators and things like that, and cost of living and whatnot. But she was questioning why was nothing done for retired teachers, and is there any plans to do anything? And
that's not totally true, although they've not received the benefit yet. But we did do a stipend a couple of years ago to help retired teachers. I know it wasn't what they wanted. And by the way, my wife's a retired teacher, and my mother was, my sister is. So I'm empathetic to teachers that are retired. But anyway, we did pass a COLA bill last year in the House, which would be a 4% increase. It is in the Senate, and they held it over for a financial study. And I think that will pass. What do you think, Tony?
I think it will. I've been given indication that the actuarial report is positive for that outcome of that 4% COLA.
Yeah, the biggest concern is that we've had some really big increases in the teacher retirement. It wasn't very actuarially sound a few years ago. We're like 40% funded. Now it's up to 70+% funded. And that's a good sign, but you got to be careful when you do a COLA, because you're going to take money out of the system when you do that. And so you want to make sure you got enough to cover it. That's important. So that's where we're at with that. It did pass the House, and hopefully it'll get out of the Senate this year. So if you have a senator out there that's like Senator Howard is our senator in our part of the district, so those teachers that are listening need to contact Senator Howard to encourage him to support that COLA.
Yes, and if you live over near Lawton and you're hearing this message, contact Senator Montgomery and Senator Kidd and Senator Darcy Yett. That'd be great.
Yeah, Darcy is also covers part of Custer County, so yeah, he's empathetic too. He understands about that. So,
is there a plan? You guys mentioned funding. Is there a plan, for example, we're getting more teachers, more classrooms, and that we're encouraging more of that in Oklahoma as we're growing. Is the retirement, is that in trouble, as more teachers do start to retire and kind of like the whole baby boomer effect, there's just going to be more and more that are starting to retire?
Well, we've done some adjustments. We used to have the rule of 80, now it's the rule of 90. You got to have so many years plus your age to equal 90 before you can retire. That adjustment's been helpful. And then there have been some other adjustments to help improve that situation so the teachers aren't retiring quite so early, which does have an effect on the system. And we are also putting more money into the system in the last year. So that's why it's gone from 40% to over 70% funded. We still, some of our retirement funds, like for judges and the police and fire, they're way up there at 100%. And the state employees' retirement fund is higher, percentage-wise. So this raise will not only be for teachers, but it'll also be for state employees as well, the retired employees.
By the way, we're talking to State Representative Harold Wright and also State Representative Tony Hasselbeck, and talking about education. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say that this session, there's a lot of focus on what we can do legislatively to strengthen our teacher pipeline, to keep really great teachers in the classroom, and then to start figuring out ways to how are we going to recruit folks to get them to join our pipeline. So I think things like this take a lot of time, but I think we're going to be okay if we just keep our heads down.
One of the things I wanted to mention, I know we're short on time, but this week has been really a busy week talking about the health situation in Oklahoma and Medicaid, and so we're trying to come up with a plan that will get in front of a state question will be out there, State Question 802 this year, which would mandate that we pick up additional Medicaid funding from the federal government. And we're trying to get out in front of that and provide something before we get to that point. We're in negotiations, as a matter of fact, this week to try to come up with a plan. That's been hot on the burner, if you will, for this week. A lot of talk about that. We met with the governor on Monday. He addressed our caucus to discuss that, or he said it was Tuesday morning. But anyway, they're trying to work out a plan on that, and so that's been really busy as well. We've been busy doing that.
We talked last time about the group, the lobbyists, the tribal members, especially the Cheyenne Arapaho tribes were there, and Ida's law has made it out of the Judiciary Committee, I believe, or did it make it out of the full House? I can't remember. No, Judiciary. It's going to. By the way, I was going to mention this yesterday. You were saying, and I did get my clean air bill passed out of Judiciary. Ida's law was passed out this week as well with Judiciary. What that basically means, it goes to the House floor next. Now, I think you mentioned in your news story it went to the Senate. That's right. It doesn't go to the Senate. Doesn't go to the Senate until after it passes off the House floor, and that's true of Ida's law too. And I know that bill's out there, and I know that the Judiciary Chairman is working on that bill to try to come up with a plan that doesn't cost us anything, and that's important right now with the way the budget's going.
State Representative Harold Wright joining us along with Tony Hasselbeck as well. Appreciate you being on, and Conversation Corner is brought to us by Lucille's Roadhouse. If somebody wanted to get a hold of either one of you, what can they do?
Well, you can call the state capitol. My office number, I think you know it, is 405-557-7325. Your number?
I don't know my number at the Capitol.
That's how it is when you're brand new, huh?
Wait, I know it.
Yeah, we have it.
I think I can do this. Oh, wait. No, I can't.
Okay, well, I can do it. It is 405-557-7305.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, and you'll talk to Julie, right?
Thank you so much.
No problem.
I have that written down in my phone. I couldn't get it fast enough. Thank you.
That's all right. That's you'll have it down by your 12th year.
Maybe so.
Remember, that's a good thing. It stays the same the whole time you're up here.
Yes.
So that's a good thing. One other thing that just, to mention, this week's been busy with a lot of different things going on, and so just keep us in mind up here because we need your thoughts and your prayers. We've got a lot of work to do. We still have the budget that we need to hammer out, and we need to deal with this Medicaid issue. It's a big deal for Oklahoma. And if you've got thoughts about that, give me a call. Also, I don't know if you got a call on this, but PSO serves your area, right?
Yes, they do.
Okay, so I got a couple of calls this week from some of my constituents, and Clinton and Elk City. I guess Public Service Company has got something on their bill about paying for insurance if you want to take care of your electrical lines as they come into your house. They're only responsible up to your meter. So if you have a problem with your electrical outside of your meter, PSO or ONG will take care of that. But if it's inside the meter, inside your house, then they're not responsible for it. So they can't come in and fix it. But they do have an insurance policy that's optional. And you can take that policy and they will fix it for you then. But you don't have to do it. That was the question I had from some constituents yesterday, that they thought that they had to do that, and you don't. I mean, you can basically insure yourself, and if you got a problem, you just fix it yourself or have someone else come and fix it. So let's say you had a plug that's blue and and then you blow out a breaker. Well, that's your responsibility. But if you want the insurance policy from PSO, you can pay for that for a fee.
Oh, nice.
So I had a question about that because I guess people are getting their bills and weren't sure about it.
No,
do you have anybody?
I have not had anybody call about that yet.
Oh, no, we've had speaking of PSO, a lot of people have been talking about their investment that they've just been allowed to do in the wind energy. Yeah, they're investing billions and then expected to save in the long run, billions for their customers as well. Is that something we're looking to help encourage those major players in the power field, if you will, to really start investing in other resources?
Well, we did a lot of that when I first got in the legislature, and after they got established, we basically have discontinued their credits, but they still get a federal credit for doing wind power. But in Oklahoma, they no longer get a tax credit or benefit for doing that, but it's become a fairly good investment, particularly with the federal tax credit for these big companies like NextEra. Has the wind farm there next to Weatherford. It's about a 125 megawatt wind farm. The one they're building out by Thomas is going to be huge. It's going to be really big. I don't know how many turbines. Did you all hear on the news last week how many turbines they're going to have? It's like several hundred, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is several hundred. They didn't say the specific amount at this point, but yeah, no, you're exactly right. And the fact that PSO, as large of a company is, it's just investing in just a percentage of the company. Like that's how big the wind energy has gotten nowadays.
Well, and I think they're going to take the power, or they've agreed to take some of that power from the wind farm, which, the wind farm, the people who put that in have got to find somebody to deliver the power to. And it's hard to transfer power. It takes a special situation to do that. And so, when it's gone, it's gone. It's only available when it's there. You can't store it up unless you put in some batteries.
All right, last question. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah.
Last question. I'm going to ask you this, and Harold, this applies to you more than anybody, but the two representatives two gentlemen have announced their candidacy for your seat. As you mentioned, it is your last, Anthony Moore and Juan Garcia. Any thoughts on them two at all, or kind of?
I think, first of all, they're both good guys. They're both lawyers there in Clinton, and those are the only two that have announced so far. One is a Democrat, and we have Anthony Moore, who's the Republican. So far, those are the two candidates, and I really like Juan. He's a good guy. However, I'm Republican, so I'll be supporting Anthony Moore or whoever the Republican candidate is for that seat.
Awesome. Guys, thank you so much. Tony, really great to meet you and talk to you. And
nice to meet you too.
How's your first year? Everything going smooth? Harold leading you in the right directions?
He is. He's been just a valuable resource from the very first day that I met him. He's helpful to everyone. And it's just a really nice example of a great statesman. And I think we can all learn from that.
Wonderful. Well, hope you have a great rest of the week and a great last day in session for this week. Thanks for talking to us.
We'll talk to you next week, and I'll have maybe another surprise guest. How about that?
Hey, that'd be great. We love it.
Conversation Corner. Okay. Bye-bye. Conversation Corner is brought to us by Lou Sills Roadhouse, Airport Road in Weatherford on the Coyote.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your home for fresh country hits and Coyote country classics.